Going here with Laptop Entrepreneurs. I'm here to talk about what I care about, how I hope to make an impact, and how you can implement these same principles into your own life. Laptop Entrepreneurs, baby, let's roll. Hey, I like to usually sit down on a Saturday or Sunday and just decompress exactly what's happened this week. And hopefully, what you learn from that is you learn kind of the principles, the lifestyle, the things that, where I have struggled with, and how you can implement those struggles in your own life so that you're able to fix things. So today's topic is all about finding solutions to your problems. And as always, I am going to be as authentic as possible so that I provide the best possible result as a podcast, as a listening platform. Because really what this is about is taking care of you. Because if I was just doing this podcast for myself, which I do, it would not mean as much to me if somebody right now is listening to this podcast and hoping for some sort of inspiration about how to solve problems, right? And so that is the whole framework of what I hope to accomplish with this podcast. And that's what we're going to be talking about. So, man, I just got done actually. We were helping my dad out, my brother and I, with helping his home gym in this 113-degree heat. Luckily, there's a little bit of air conditioning, so it wasn't too bad. But I've really been, this week was a tough one for me, to be honest. I had a little burnout session on Wednesday, Thursday of this week, and it was really difficult because here's kind of what my business entails is like it's not just posting on social media. I'm the go-to person for everything that revolves around marketing. So SEO, graphic design, web dev, posting on social media, maximizing hashtags, writing the correct copy. Like there's so many hats that I'm putting on, as well as running my own business and like branding myself on a consistent basis. So I understand like we all are in positions where we have to do all these things for our job because that's what we get paid to do. And that's how I kind of look at it. But the best part is that truly I do enjoy it. It's tough on those burnouts, and that was a tough time. And I know I'm going to continue to have those, but I just have to stay on the course. So just being honest there. Okay. Also, cool. Another thing is this week I actually got some Klout Marketing gear. So if Klout Marketing doesn't work out, at least I got this cool quarter zip or this. I got a T-shirt as well, which is pretty cool. And I'm really happy about that and stoked about that. And then yeah, so let's talk about problems and solutions because look. The one thing that will always be constant, the two things, death and taxes, right? But I think there's a third thing. It's problems. Problems are always going to happen in your life. There is no way that you are going to live a life without any problems. I'm just being straight up. Even if the problem is as small as, I don't know where to eat tonight, right? That's a problem. Like you don't know where you're going to be eating. You don't know where to go out to. Maybe you don't have food on the table. Whatever that may be, it's a problem that arises. So here's how I can kind of help you out here is with this problem solution, because I would say on average I'm granted around 15 to 20 problems a day with clients or with my own things, or stuff that happens on Google My Business or running a Facebook ad and I mess up on something. I messed up on one little word, and that one little word can make a big impact on the kind of ad I'm running. So like as someone that understands, and like many of you that are probably listening, you have a lot of problems. And I'm not here to say that I have more problems than the average person. I probably have less problems. I don't even know what's coming to me when I start to have kids and a family and a wife and stuff like that, where I'm going to have to take a back seat on like, it's now my priority to make my kids and my wife happy and to make their lives better. And so I know that's going to be something that's going to come along the way, but I'm speaking in the present tense right now because by thinking about the present tense, I'm also looking at the future because I'm building on these micro goals. So as you see here, I'm again getting off topic, but we're going back to problems and solutions. I'm just trying to tell you that I understand that, problems arise. And here's what I would suggest, because I do. I mean, I lost a client a couple of weeks ago, right? I had a falling out with somebody else that I was trying to pick up as a client. We kind of disagreed on a couple of things. They were looking for something more quick. I was saying that, quick is not always the answer, and it just didn't end up being the right client for me. But I want to focus on how do we identify problems and how do we identify solutions, because you can't solve a problem without a solution. You can't solve a problem without a solution, right? And so what I want you to think about is, okay, You write down, what I like to do is I'll write down on a piece of paper, okay, for this day, these are I don't look at them as problems. I identify them as objectives. So, but really they're problems. And I'll write down my top 5 priorities as far as what are my problems. Before I even get into solutions, let's identify what those problems are. And then within those problems, I like to talk about this is that something that I've really learned with this is, hold up 1 second. Let me charge this MacBook. All right, sorry for that pause, but what I really, back on track is that we got to identify, okay, this is urgent. This is the most important thing to me right now. So if I need to, I don't have a kid, but if I need to get my kid to school, that's important, right? I need to make sure he gets to school. That is urgent, right? If I have a client that needs me to update something on Google, do I need to do that in that exact moment, or can it wait after I drop my kid off? It can wait, right? Because that's my priority. My priority is to take care of my family, my kids, and all of those things. And my second priority is work, and that's honest truth. Right now, that's my first priority, but eventually down the line, that may change. And so that's my second priority, right? Is making sure that I take care of the work that I need to do for my clients. Something that may not be as important is, okay, I want to get published in Forbes. Maybe that right there, and that's something I'm still working on. Forbes and entrepreneur.com is maybe that is not the most urgent thing right now. The most urgent thing for me right now is to make sure that I have clients so I have a substantial income, right? And so it's identifying these 3 types of problems. You got your urgent problems that have to happen right now. You got your urgent problems, but maybe not as important in this current moment. And you got something that needs attention, which is your third step. It needs attention, but it can wait a little bit, right? And so I like to identify problems in this type of way. So, if you are an individual that is, struggling with something, try to maybe, if you have a million things on your plate, and I know this is easier said than done because I definitely found myself getting stressed out about this, but if you can break it down into, okay, these are my absolute top priorities that need to happen. These are urgent. Like, I got to take care of these right now. That will help you out, because if you can eliminate those things that aren't as big, then it's going to help you focus on those things that are more important, right? So that's how you kind of break down those problems, and then what you want to do is, before we get to the solution, I want you to really, really evaluate yourself. And I do this every day I evaluate myself. And there's a saying in entrepreneurship where you're only as good as the day before. So if you can wake up the next morning and you're still in business, that's a good day, right? Because I was reading something actually about, I guess 17% of businesses that entrepreneurs start is successful. That means 83% of businesses, their first time, an entrepreneur's first business fails. And so when you look at it like that, you got to take it literally day by day while looking into the future as well. But you really got to take it day by day. Like, my main focus is take care of the clients that I do have and provide the best possible value. Take care of the clients I have right now and provide the best possible value. And we can all learn from that. Imagine a world where we are all providing the best value to individuals all across. I mean, it'd be a great world, right? But it's just not happening. It's not going to happen for a while, if it ever happens. And I'm a pretty optimistic individual. I think it could happen. But at that same token is, I need to focus on, okay, that is my priority. And what are those little things that I need to do to make sure I take care of that? And a big part of it is finding solutions to problems, because a lot of my clients have issues that they need to have resolved on marketing, whether it's responding to a customer, or it's updating a Google My Business, or running an ad, or creating some new content to create a menu. Like, it's just on and on and on. And at first I was, and kind of still was, so stressed about that, because it's like I have all these issues that are just constantly coming my way, and I'm a one-man team, so I can't really outsource it right now. Eventually I can, but right now I can't. And so that has been a big focal point for me, is how do I stop getting so stressed? And so that now we're getting to the solution part is, okay, my problems have been identified. I know what's important. I know what needs to happen right now. I know what can wait. And so my solutions to those things is, okay, do I know how to do this thing? Do I not know how to do this thing? If I don't know how to do this thing, I need to allot myself a certain amount of time to be able to schedule it out. Because if I begin to multitask within that situation, let's say something takes me 3 hours to do it, that's what I give myself. If I don't give myself that time, I know that I'm going to start trying to fix that issue, but realize that another client's going to give me something, that another problem that I think is an easier, quick fix. So I'm going to go straight to that instead of keep working on that 3 hour slot. So I've been identifying, like, when I'm starting to fix a problem, I fix the problem. When I'm starting to fix the problem, fix the problem. There we go. Sometimes words come hard. And I realized, yeah. Okay, so the first three podcasts I was a little bit more light, and I can find myself right now being a little bit more like official and businessy. And I hope that doesn't bother you, because I think this is a big topic, and I'm trying to take it as seriously as possible, because it's true. We all need to find solutions to problems, and that is where I think you can find that fine line of, I have identified my problems, and now I need to set myself apart by blocking out a specific amount of time to solve that problem. And I need to fix it in that amount of time. If I don't, I need to add to that time. But I need to make sure that I focus on that one thing. Because if we start to multitask within a situation, that's when we start to go off course. And that's not something I want. I want to make sure that I'm staying on course, and I'm pleasing my clients, and that they feel good about the experience that they're having. And so when we look at our problems at the way they are, and then we find those solutions, we block out time to give those solutions. And if you don't know what you're doing, that's where you need to research what you're doing. And a lot of the time, especially when I started off, clients would ask me to do things that I didn't know how to do. Simple things like respond to reviews on Google. I had zero. I did not learn that in college. I had zero clue about how I can actually respond to customers. And now that I think about it, now that I spent that, 10 minutes learning how to do it, it's not that hard, right? And it's all it took was me to take action and be like, this is a problem for my client. I'm going to fix that problem to make their life easier. It's always about making your client's life easier. It's always about making the people around you's lives easier. That is what I try to do on a daily basis. With every little thing that I can do, I want to make people's lives easier. And so with that story about, the Google My Business and reviews, there's been a lot of things along the way. I had a client about only really 3 months ago ask me if I know how to develop websites. I told them, yes, I do, with a straight face. Did I know how to develop websites? No idea. None. Zero. What did I do? Googled it, learned how to do it. That was on a user-friendly platform like a Shopify or a Squarespace, and I made that happen, right? So I'm learning along the way. But again, it's identifying, like, no matter what if the problem with the client, like, let's say, a client wants you to, help them with like their HR things, and even though you're marketing, you're not directly associated with HR, you help them, because by helping them, that's increasing your brand, because you're that go-to person that you will do anything it takes to help a client. And that is honestly what I would do, anything it takes to help a client, because that is my priority. Again, as I mentioned before, is my priority is to provide the best possible value to my client. And so it's about, how do I do that? And it's with the problem solution orientation. So I want you to think about that a little bit. I'm going to be honest here as we wrap up this, is I know that was so official and businessy, and I'm going to throw those in there. But, sometimes I think those kinds of things, like, yeah, we can have fun with it. Like, we have small problems all the time. Like, we, spill a drink on the floor, or, like, our dog pees on the carpet for the sixth time in 3 hours. And you're like, how does my dog pee 6 times in 3 hours? Like, are they really drinking that much water? Like, stuff like that happens, right? And so the thing with that is, I do want to be, serious on some and less serious on others. And I feel like this is a topic that we need to really look at. Like, we really need to look at that. We need to understand and accept that we all have problems. We all have problems. But the issue is that some people let those problems consume them. And that's been me before. And sometimes that still happens. So sometimes those problems consume us, but it's with the action that we take to solve those problems. Again, it's about the actions we take to solve those problems. life is, 90% or 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react to them. I'm going to keep going back to that because that is such a reality. How do we react to situations? Get better and better and better each and every day, right? And so I want to thank you for listening to this little episode 4. A little quick one here. Again, I just want to talk about what I care about, how I want to make an impact, and how you can use these same principles in your own life. I hope that wasn't like just godly boring for you. I hope you were able to, take some knowledge from that and really learn about assessing problems and finding solutions, because my goal here is to help you be a better individual, to have more value. This is not fluff. This is honesty, like how I feel, authentic. I don't look up my topics before I talk about them. It just comes straight from the heart. So I just want to be clear on that. And I want to thank you to the people that are listening. This is a really early podcast, and I think it's really going to go up from here because I got a lot of great things on the schedule to talk about that are super real and honest. So thank you for listening to Laptop Entrepreneurs with Collin Hernandez. You can go ahead and check me out on Instagram at Collin H Official, on YouTube at Collin Hernandez. You can also go on my Facebook at Collin H Official if you'd like to look a little bit more about my marketing business for a couple extra tips about how to acquire clients, how to take care of clients and stuff like that. You can go on Instagram at Klout Marketing. That's where you're going to see the most content on there. And if you want to check out this podcast on a YouTube, you can also go to my YouTube at Collin Hernandez. This is available on Spotify, Anchor. Those would be the top 2 platforms, on a few others. But yeah, maybe DM me about anything. Just let's talk. Let's chat. If you want to be a guest on this podcast, I would love that. That'd be great. I'd love to have some other people come on that, are aspiring to be better individuals. So yeah, thanks for checking us out. Collin Hernandez out. Have a good one, guys. Hey guys, Collin here. Thanks for checking out the podcast today. You can go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Collin H Official, or you can go on YouTube at Collin Hernandez. My company website is klout-marketing.com. You can also see all the episodes on there. Thanks again for giving me a listen, and I'd love to chat with you. So go ahead and DM me, message me, whatever that may be, and we'll see you for the next episode. Thanks. Have a good one.